So number 2. That's number 2, chewing. Chewing, chewing, chewing. Some of us don't chew our food. We simply do not chew. Some of us, it's just, we just shovel in the food. We just shovel in the food, and that's how we eat all the time. And that is not a good practice. It's not a good practice, because we have a part to play in the digestion process, and that is chewing our food properly. We have to take time to chew our foods. Break down the food, you know, in as small particles as we possibly can. Digestion starts in the mouth. That's where digestion starts. When we eat the food, we ought to chew and chew the food almost to, you know, as close to liquid as possible before we swallow that into our throat, into our esophagus, and down into the stomach. You know, we have to chew. And sometimes it's a habit that we have developed over time. So give yourself a 30-day period, for example. Tell yourself, you know what, during this 30 days I will be, you know, practicing mindful eating. And mindful eating involves taking time to chew your foods properly. So you make sure that you chew your food and it is broken down as much as possible. You know, you want that food, you want it mixed with that saliva, you know, because the saliva has amylase, which is, you know, an enzyme that also helps with the breaking down of the food. So you want that mixing going on. You want your food chewed down as much as possible. So start a practice. Give yourself 30 days of mindful eating. And maybe, you know, by the end of that 30 days, it will become a new habit for you. And if it's not, give yourself another 30 days of mindful eating. And you do this until it becomes a habit whereby you sit and you chew your food properly. Sometimes we're in a rush, you know, because of the job, you know, because I know, you know, I've been, you know, at work where you see people and they just don't take time to eat. They're like, oh gosh, I've got to finish this, I've got a deadline, I've got to, you know what? If you were to drop down today, somebody will be in your spot tomorrow. Think about that, you know. Make time to eat your food. If it is that it is so stressing, you have such a stressful environment and you can't get to, you know, sit and eat a meal properly, then go light. You know, bring some juices, some fresh wholesome juices from fresh fruits and vegetables, or make smoothies and take with you. And, you know, bring some fruits, especially high water content fruits, because those are easier to digest. So consider, you know, those options if it is that you are stressed for time, you know, you have very little time to eat, and, you know, you need to get something in your stomach. So take time to chew your foods. Okay, so chewing, that was number 2.